the Detroit Lions are going to turn the page and they're going to hold their rookie minicamp. It's going to take place this upcoming weekend, and the media will be out there on Friday. We'll get a chance to look at the 7 draft picks and a lot of undrafted free agents as well to see how they move around the field, how they handle the media, how they handle the early competition out there at the professional level. Hopefully the weather in Michigan, this rainy weather, cooperates this weekend. Hopefully the weather turns around and we get a little bit better temperature so we get a chance to see what this football team is about. But if the weather's inclement, they'll practice indoors. So we'll see. We'll get a chance to see how these athletic athletes, this is really, when you look at it, the Lions drafted, I think, the 10th highest rated athletic draft in terms of RAS score. So this is a football team that, fits the criteria of what Brad Holmes wanted. Your early thoughts about rookie minicamp, what are 1 or 2 big storylines you're going to want to pay attention to? For me, I think clearly what a lot of people are paying attention to, the 2 big ones, and you probably will agree, and maybe you can add a different one as well. Want to see how Ahmed Hassanian looks out there in his first action out there against competition at the next level. And I want to see how the young offensive linemen look that are available out there. I want to see Miles Frazier, Tate Ratledge. I want to see them hopefully working on both sides, running around athletic, seeing how their footwork is, their speed, and their power ability. So I'm looking forward to getting a sense of how these athletes are going to perform. And then clearly everyone wants to see how the undrafted free agents work out and who emerges, who becomes the darling of training camp, as every year somebody does emerge. And it's going to be a great opportunity to see the football team for the first time in following the NFL draft. What interests you ahead of the upcoming rookie minicamp?
Yeah, a couple things. Number one, who is going to be that training camp darling that we have every single year with the undrafted free agents? Last year, Isaiah Williams was one. Lawrence Strickland was one that caught a lot of people's eyes, especially, that started rookie mini camp and then into training camp. Guys like that maybe flew under the radar in the pre-draft process, or teams just kind of had them too far down their boards, but all of a sudden in rookie minicamp, you see their talent and you're reminded why these guys were so coveted and signed so early in the undrafted free agent process. A couple of guys that come to mind: Jackson Meeks from Syracuse, just a big-bodied receiver, really good in contested situations. I believe he had 21 contested catches last year, or 21 opportunities. I have to double-check that number. But just a really, really solid athlete, physical, not the fastest guy, but with his size, he fits a need for the Lions. Mason Miller is another one from North Dakota State where, maybe his teammate Grace Dable got all the attention and all the shine. He was a first-round pick, but Mason Miller was a really good player for a long time, an All-American at the FCS level, somebody who could really potentially challenge maybe Dan Skipper for that swing tackle job if he sticks at tackle, and if not, he's right in the mix at guard. So, and then the other thing, like you mentioned, the offensive lineman, but I want to see if the Lions tip their hand a little bit regarding the 2 young guards, Tate Ratledge and Miles Frazier. I want to see if they do any sort of team stuff or they line it up 5-on-5, whether it's walkthrough. I want to see who's at right guard, because that's the position that's open right now with Kevin Zeitler gone. I want to see if it's Ratledge or Frazier at right guard, and I want to see if the Lions are going to tip their hand a little bit as to who could be kind of the front runner when they start competing for that position in training camp. So there's a lot to keep an eye on, but I do think that the offensive line, with both the draft picks, the undrafted free agents they've brought in, just kind of to see them all in the mix together. And then also, let's not forget, the Lions signed wide receiver Caden Davis last year as a rookie minicamp tryout player. Will there be anybody that maybe we haven't seen or maybe hasn't been reported as far as signings go with the training camp or the minicamp invites? Is one of those guys earn a roster spot heading into training camp? Dylan Drummond was another one who did that, where he earned his spot based on his rookie minicamp performance. So really looking forward to seeing how it all plays out as far as who are my under the radar guys that everybody's going to be rooting for to make the roster in training camp.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Last year it kicked off with defensive end Matthew Betts, and it was
Yeah.
intriguing because James Houston, when he went down with injury, kind of kicked off the idea of who's going to play opposite of Aiden, because everyone was excited. And I think that's another reason why people are excited. They got a little tease with James Houston in those couple game stretch where he got 8 sacks after Thanksgiving, and people were like, "Oh, this looks nice." Aiden on one side and somebody that can be a sack master on the other side. That's where we got a little bit of a tease. And that's where it sparked everybody's interest. And then people were wondering if Betts was going to make the team. So I'm very curious who will be the camp darlings.